Hi, good evening all. In this video, we're going to take a look at the entry-level contracts of the whole entire league, breaking it down. Coming up. All right, guys, I got a video idea I came up with today, and it just was something I was searching. I said, you know what, I might as well make a video on this. I was on it for about a half an hour researching, and that's sometimes how I come up with a video idea, by accident. And I said, you know what, this could make for a good video topic. What I've done is I've broken down every NHL team, how many entry-level contracts they have this year, even what's in injury, I checked. So we're gonna break it down, take a look at it, talk about it a bit, and pretend that you're interested. Stick around. All right, so we're gonna go from the bottom up. We got 5 teams that have 0. They have nobody on their roster this year with an entry-level contract, which surprised me, There's a few teams here I'm not surprised, but it still surprised me there's 5 teams, So I'll put them in there right away, and that way we'll save a bit of time, and we'll talk a little bit about it and why. One of them's a bit of a surprise for me, and here we go. All right, so we got Vegas, Tampa Bay, Toronto, St. Louis, and San Jose, which San Jose surprises me. That surprised me. I figured they'd have a few until I checked their roster. It's like, wow, But yeah, these 5, I mean, look, these 4 teams are still going for the cup every year. It kind of makes sense to a degree. But for, Vega, it's just some of these teams, their pipeline's just not deep right now. And they're feeling it. So we got 5 teams that have 0. Nobody with an entry-level contract on their current roster. Now, with 1, we have, I believe it's 7. Yeah, it is. It's 7. Okay. We got 7 teams. And those 7 teams are Carolina, Boston, Pittsburgh, Calgary, the Islanders, Minnesota, and Nashville. See, it's not surprising when you see playoff teams with not a lot, because they're not really building, they're just kind of maintaining. And the truth is that these teams, the more they win every year, the lower picks they get, so the less, the less prospects are on their team already. So yeah, you got 7 teams in the league with 1, 5 teams in the league with none so far. And this will make sense when it's all said and done, because where we're at with certain things, it's no surprise we'll be over here in this column. Okay, teams with 2. We got 8. And you can see I'm saving time this way. I believe it's 8. Let me just count it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, there's 8 teams with 2. Starting with Washington, Colorado, New Jersey, Edmonton, Chicago, Detroit, Dallas, and Seattle. Only have 2 this year. And this is where with Detroit, I'm kind of a little surprised. I am with their youth movement and everything. They only have 2 entry levels playing this year. That kind of surprised me, but it is what it is. I mean, it's, until I make a video like this, I don't even know myself. I had to break it down and look at it myself. So, moving along, guys, moving along. Now, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 teams with 3. Let's get them in there and talk a bit about it. And there it is. Okay, so we got Arizona, Ottawa, Anaheim, Winnipeg, Columbus, Vancouver, and Florida all have 3. So Florida are still there with some youngsters up and coming on their team. And they're kind of doing the right thing, I think. This is a powerhouse team that has to count on their youth also. Like you can't just go with players that just aren't up and coming. You got to have them in your roster. So Florida this year, I keep an eye on again, especially with their they got some youngsters. But again, I mean, there's no big surprises here. I thought maybe Arizona would have had one more or two more. But Arizona, I'm guessing, might have another one, maybe even when the season opens. So yeah, you got 7 teams that have 3 on entry-level deals. Now, teams with 4. And you guys are wondering when the Sabres are going to appear, aren't you? You got Montreal, Philadelphia, and the Rangers. You know, Rangers, what an impressive rebuild that is. That really is an impressive rebuild. Honestly, I mean, here they are. Look, they just went to the semifinals. And there they have 4 entry levels still on their team this year. It's just an incredible rebuild, really good rebuild. So Montreal, Philadelphia, who we know are rebuilding, and the Rangers, who are, you know, building their team. And number 2, who's number 2, guys? Number 2 with 5, Los Angeles come in with 5. And of course, the Sabres topped the list with number 6. Or with 6, I should say. So they got 6. Did I put that crooked? A little. The Sabres have 6. And you guys are going to say, no, they don't. They got 5. You're not counting J.J. Peterka. Peterka's cutting the team, folks. He's cutting the team. Yeah, I'm getting the Sabres on the top here. This is how it works. But yeah, the Sabres topped the list. And if you guys are, for those of you that wonder and say, you know, why aren't we signing big names and why aren't we doing something with our cap? Well, that's why right there. That's why. Because these guys are in entry-level deals and are going to need raises in the next few years. And we have to have the cap room if we want to keep our team together. You've seen our first contract now, Tage, 7.1. Dahlin's probably going to get somewhere in the ballpark of 9 if he has a killer season. We're going to have to keep as much of this unit together as possible as the team progresses and gets older and better and wiser, right? So it's going to be, it's just something to look at, something to think about, and it was something on my mind. And when I broke it down, to be honest, guys, I wasn't that surprised Buffalo was number 1. I just wasn't. I expected it. Here's the thing, though, for Sabre fans to really think about. Yeah, we might have the most entry-level contracts on our team this year, okay? But we still have the best prospect pool in hockey also. All at the same time this is happening. Tell me this is not a young team that is going to be really fun to watch in a few years. So that, my friends, is why we are not out there looking for the big ticket name and going and spending $10 million on some player. This is why. That comes, those 6 players are priority over getting somebody that's older and wants $10 million. They're just priority. Especially, you know, you got to figure 6 of them are going to go on the average about $2.5 million to $3 million a piece, right? I guess that's fair to say about that. I mean, you might have one guy that makes 4, one guy that makes 3, one guy that makes 2. But on the whole part, I mean, those 6 guys, as their contracts expire, are all getting raises eventually. So something to think about. All right, guys, that's it. I'll see you in the next video.